want to go home. I want to go home. I'm going to tell a small story about my little one. Her name is Neroli. She's 4 years old. As most of you know, I came from China with my husband. We are Shanghainese. Last year, we went back to Shanghai for a month. At the end of the journey, Neroli asked, "Daddy and Mommy, when can I go home?" Guess what my husband said. Before that, I would like to tell you a little bit about myself. I was born in Shanghai, but I moved to a rural mountain village with my parents due to their job. You can imagine, for them, this is not the home. But for me, that mountain village is home. Because when I was a child, I was so happy. I jumped up and down. I remember at the front of our apartment, there's a garbage mountain. But there's a long stick hand there. When I went there, I always jump on and play swing by myself. I remember when I was 10 years old, I went back to Shanghai with my parents. For them, Shanghai was home. They've been back home. But for me, in order to cope all the studies and new environments, I feel a little bit nervous, and I experienced more or less bullying at that time. I'm sure all of us can relate it more or less to some sort of bullying when we were pupils. But I worked through out of that. I worked hard, I studied hard, and I put myself in the environment hard, and I made it. And no doubt, I graduated from my university, and I entered a Copa, which is one of the biggest shipping company in the world. And at that age, I feel proud of myself. And I entered this company with 30 other persons at the same age. We became friends. That was a sweet start for all of us. And I remember when I started to put my suits in the office, when I start to bring the chairs to my office, when I start to bring my exercise suits and shoes, when I start to put them in the office, I start to feel this office is a home. However, I'll tell you about it a bit later. I remember when I got married, I was 25 years old. And my husband still mentioned this, even in those years. We've been married for 10 years. When she mentioned that time, I remember that little girl started to buying stuffs, a lot of stuffs to decorate our home. I feel proud of it because I give this little girl a home. Yes, that was a sweet home, a sweet new home, independent home for me. However, when I start to feel down, I feel a bit flattened in my working, in my jobs. So I was exciting at first, but when I start to realize what my job is constantly doing the things people give me, I can only follow the flow, what they ask me to do, and everyone does the same. I start to feel this company is not where I should take it at home because I cannot be myself at this place. But all in all, that's a good job. That's a good job for a lot of people, well paid, being respected, and being in an most important department in a company. Besides this, I don't know what I can do if I left this company. So this keep going on, until one day I feel like depressed in this position. My health went down rapidly. I feel unhappy, I feel breathless in that environment. I remember at that time I need to go to the hospital 3 times a week to get acupuncture to help relieve the enormous headache, back pain, and I have lots of inflammation on my body, and I don't want to talk to people around me. And I can't get into sleep. I can only sleep 2 to 3 hours at home on my own bed with my husband. The only time I could get into sleep is when I'm on the bus. The wheel on the bus run and run, and the bus up and down. With this wave, I can get into sleep. So there was no home for me at all. But I know I need to work hard getting through this. I was thinking, I should find a way back home. Oh, that's interesting. I start to read books and start to search on internet. I find a course named aromatherapy. I start to learn aromatherapy. And then I find another course, flower essence, and I start to learn them and start to learn Reiki. And even I start to participate in some free NLP workshops, something like that. I feel sort of I get at myself. And then I still can't quit the job because I need some place looks like home. So for me it's a castle. From outside, people look, this is a high and beautiful castle, but from inside, I really want to get out. The way I get out is through studying. This didn't stop when I moved to Australia with my husband 5 years ago. That's nearly 6 years. I was offered a similar job in another one of the biggest shipping company in the world. I refused that job, even though this was a permanent job, which might give me a chance to afford the loan of buying a new home. But I was thinking, if I don't feel this is a home, what's the point to buy a home, a house? So I refused that job. Instead, I choose to work at a health food store, casually. And then I start my journey. Through that job, I know there's some colleges which I can study Bachelor of Natural Health, naturopathy. And I enter the uni to study naturopathy. And through the studying of naturopathy, I learned some fantastic massage therapists, which bring me to a yoga center. And I start to learn yoga through my teacher. And after the yoga and then I find some course NLP which I could have long term. Through this process, I bring my body home. I find through the right nutrition, through the right diet, I can bring my body home. The real home is the place you can cook a warm soup when you need. The real home is the place you could relax. You don't need external things. And through the work with my teacher, my yoga teacher, who is also a fantastic Shiatsu master, he put my spine, the dislocated spine, back into their home. And through the NLP course I'm doing now and when things already went through, I put my mind and unconscious to the home. I would really want to share this process with all of you if you are interested. But I would just simply explain to you how to get home. First, you need your body get back home. Second, you need get your emotion and mind back into home. And the last thing is get your higher self in align with your behavior. That's the highest back in home. I'm not going to do a demo today, but I have a great offer. If you are interested, I'll let you know. The most quickest way to get into home is the emotion home. So I have a fantastic project which calls Aroma Genera. If you are interested, if you really want to go home, talk to me after this event and put down $99 deposit, which Matt asked us to put down $197. My price is only $99, and you can get a free Aroma Genera session with me, which I usually charge $500, which is real. Any questions? Okay. And who wants to know what my husband said to my little one? Yeah. My little one said, Daddy, Mommy, when can I get home? My husband said to her, Neroli, where your daddy, Mommy is, where is the home? And then I pick her up, hold her, and hold her between me and my husband. I told Neroli, if you are centered, you can be home anywhere on the world. Thank you.